Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be going over the brand new survival series that Rockstar added. We'll be looking at payouts, what content they didn't add today, and a whole lot more. So that's actually the big part of this event week. Rockstar did not add a new vehicle. Instead, I'm guessing they wanted everyone to focus on the new survival series that they decided to add. And the first thing that they said is it features 7 new maps. That's pretty cool. So let's take a look at all 7 of those new maps right now. So you can tell which ones are the new ones because they open at rank 1 and they also have double money in RP right now. The first one is Zancudo Survival, which obviously takes place at Fort Zancudo. The description is, welcome to 1 square mile of high fences, barbed wire, juiced up Marines, and heavy ordnance. If you want to make your continued existence something to really boast about, this is your chance. And all of these are 1 through 4 players, by the way. The next one is Stab City Survival, which is where the Lost MC camp is. The description is, over the years, the Lost MC have learned to be very wary of heavily armed visitors. Don't say you weren't warned. So that's pretty cool right there. Again, 1 to 4 in Stab City. The next one is Nuclear Silo Survival, which takes place in Mount Chiliad. Question, what's the only situation with a lower life expectancy than an imminent nuclear strike? Answer, sneaking into the missile silo, digging in, screaming, hoo-ah, a-holes, and starting the clock. That's a pretty funny description right there. The one after that is Meth Lab Survival, which takes place in Sandy Shores. As a good lawyer will tell you, your motives for sneaking into a meth lab on the shores of the Alamo Sea cannot be established beyond reasonable doubt, and they'll also tell you to expect a whole lot of pushback. That one's a pretty fun one. Following that, it's Grove Street Survival, taking place in Davis. Welcome to the neighborhood. If you can survive here, it'll make everywhere else look like a playground. Forest Survival is the next one, taking place in Raton Canyon. When your plane goes down in the backwoods of rural San Andreas, you need to address the basics of survival: food and water, shelter before nightfall, and a lot of guns before the kill squad on your tail. I'm pretty sure that's a typo from Rockstar. Regardless, that is Forest Survival. And the final one, the 7th one, is Farmhouse Survival in Grapeseed. So you rocked up uninvited to a secluded farmhouse in the middle of Blaine County. What did you think was going to happen? So those are all your new survivals right there. All 9 of the old ones are not double money in RP. So if you scroll over those, you'll notice that that is not the case. Now, there have been some upgrades and additions to the survival mode. So the first thing you will notice is that there is now an option for endless waves. So traditionally, survivals have been 10 waves. Like, you have to survive 10 waves in order to accomplish it. Well, these new survivals have a new option to enable endless waves, which essentially will allow you to play for hours and hours. Now, I'm sure immediately you guys might be wondering, oh my goodness, endless waves. Does this mean that we can get an insane payout when it's all said and done? Well, unfortunately, the answer is no. For these new survivals, what Rockstar have done is they have capped the payout at 1 hour. So even if you go past 1 hour, you won't get paid for your time. So the maximum payout cap ends at 1 hour. Now, from what I've seen so far, if you play for 1 hour, your payout should be $75,000 if you do everything correctly. And if you play for an hour, make it to the last wave and win. However, because everything is double money in RP, you should get $150,000 instead. So this isn't going to be as insane of a money-making way or money-making method as I thought. $75,000 for 1 hour of your time is not all that great. Now, it gets a little bit better because this week only it's double money in RP, so $150,000 is not awful, but it's still not something to like jump up and down for. Now, if you're wondering how the new payout system for the survivals is going to work, Insider Tez Funds 2 put out this information right when the Diamond Casino and Resort update came out. He said Rockstar adjusted survival payouts with this update. The new payout takes time into account. So if you play for 5 minutes in the new survivals, you'll get 0.5 times pay. 10 minutes is 1 times pay, 20 minutes is 2 times pay, 30 minutes is 2.4 times pay, and 60 minutes is 3 times pay. And at the time, he didn't know if Rockstar had introduced that yet, but now, of course, we know that this has been introduced for the new survival. So that's why when you reach an hour, your pay ends up jumping up to $75,000, or this week, $150,000. So that is how the brand new payout system ultimately works. So I personally believe that this new survival mode is going to be something that you will want to do because it's fun and that you can accomplish with friends, not necessarily because you ultimately want to make a lot of money. That doesn't seem to be the way it's going to work. Now, these new survivals are very similar to the original survivals, where if you don't choose endless rounds, you have 10 rounds that you need to beat. And essentially, you've got 20 seconds to prepare for each wave, where you will find some weapons on the ground, you will find health and armor. Now, Rockstar did do a pretty good job of this, especially on the new locations, of making them pretty interesting and exciting. Like, for example, in every single location, there's going to be different types of enemies. The enemies will also get harder as you progress. Like, for example, at the meth lab, which is the first one you're seeing right here, the enemies are like gang members, which is kind of fitting. In the nuclear missile silo, instead of it being gang members, it's Avon Hearst like armored goons. So it makes sense from that perspective. Rockstar did a really, really good job here. Now, you might be wondering, what is the difference between if you put endless waves on and not? Well, it should be obvious, but with endless waves, you end up having an endless amount of waves. It doesn't stop at wave number 10. Now, I'm also sure a lot of you guys are going to be wondering and asking the question, where is the alien survival? That is the one that I was most looking forward to. Well, that is the one new survival that Rockstar did not add. So I'm almost confident, since we are inching closer and closer to the Halloween season, that is something that Rockstar is going to add for the Halloween update. We know that there isn't any Halloween-specific cars in the Diamond Casino and Resort update. So if Rockstar is going to be doing something for Halloween, that seems the most obvious and logical choice. So no alien survival yet. We're probably going to have to wait a couple of weeks for that. Also, no survival creator as well. Now, this was not totally shocking, because what Rockstar typically does is they let us play on the ones that they've created, and then what they end up doing is about a couple of weeks or a month later, they end up adding the creator to the game. So no survival creator yet. You aren't able to make your own quite yet. That'll be coming again, likely in a couple of weeks. So overall, what's my final thoughts and opinions on these new survivals? I think they're fun. I'm personally not that great at them. It's kind of hard for me to survive more than a couple of rounds. So I'm honestly not the one that should be giving you tips and tricks on how to complete them. If I had to take a guess, I would say they are way easier with more people. So having 4 players as compared to 1, 2, or 3 would probably be the best bet. Just from personal experience, the only horde game mode I've played in the past pretty significantly was the zombies mode from Call of Duty. And I always remembered that, number 1, that was a lot easier with friends. But also, number 2, I always remember our objective was to put ourselves not necessarily in a corner, but in an area where all the zombies would funnel through a narrower checkpoint so that it was easy to kill all of them. I don't know if that same strategy would apply here. The maps are very weird because, for example, this nuclear silo one, it's 5 levels. And the enemies that you're trying to take out will spawn on different levels. So they do get pretty interesting, that's for sure. So I'm sure there's a lot of strategy here. Again, I'm certainly not the best one to be giving out advice, but it was still a lot of fun for the couple of rounds that I ended up playing. I don't know. The one I'm personally looking forward to is the alien survival one, which really wasn't added. And I'm also excited to see what the community can create in terms of survival. So I'm going to be excited to see when the survival creator arrives. But as always, I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on not only when those 2 things are added, but anything else that changes in Grand Theft Auto Online. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of the new survival series? What have been your payouts so far? Are you enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did want to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And be sure to subscribe if you guys are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption 2 videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.